Alliance War is back. That's right, it's season 42, and we've got War 1 against HC Magneto. Sure, why not? Let's fight them. Good luck to those guys. All right, we're going to be bringing a rank 5 squad this particular war. Miguel, his jockstrap, and Valkyrie. I call it the hit block team because that's all these champs want to do is hit block. Well, not the jockstrap. He just wants to stand in the corner and hand me a towel. I'll go ahead and turn on the global, even though none of these are global attackers. These guys banned Omega Sentinel, Doom, and Colossus against us. 3 good global attackers. Not that the global matters much, but, you know, hey, every little bit helps. We're going to start off on path 1A. First up is this Thing. Thing is going to have a regeneration on this node against Valkyrie. The thinking here is that Valkyrie, my rank 5 against this rank 3 Thing, is going to way out damage the Thing. And spoiler alert, that's exactly what happens. So we got to build up these Pierce charges with our positive combos. And once we do that, we just throw the special 2 into the block, rinse, repeat, and it's a very, very, very simple fight. Not much else to say. Valkyrie absolutely destroys them. I mean, the regens are annoying. I mean, you could do this fight with a regen preventing champ in some way, shape, or form, but, you know, Valkyrie just smashes it. All right, next up we have the Usafa Memorial Revenge fight. Me fighting a SpiderHam. The thinking here is the exact same as any other Valkyrie fight, which is just hit block to build up the pierces, then you'll do your instant bleeds. The danger in this particular fight is that SpiderHam will occasionally go unblockable. Now, the easy thing is that the game will tell you with this strategy when SpiderHam is unblockable, and all you have to do is pay attention. So unless you're a complete dumbass like me right there, you'll see the unblockable icon on SpiderHam's side of the screen. You can just throw 1, back off, let the unblockable cycle through, and then just get back to your fight, which is what I do the second time it happens. I just didn't do it the first time, and I took 1 hit. But other than that, this is a very, very easy fight because fighting SpiderHam is easy. Right, Usafa? All right, next we're going to move on to Path 8 in Section 2. First fight here is StormX. This is still the rich get richer path, which means that the Wither from Miguel is going to rinse whatever champion is there, and that is exactly the strategy that we're employing in this particular matchup. Just stack the ruptures. It's a little difficult to stack the ruptures against StormX just because she glances so much. It is very, very annoying. But once we start building them up, pushing her over the bar power, we'll start getting in some real damage from the explosions. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's just a long fight, so I just sped it up as much as possible, but there's really no danger here as long as you don't push StormX above a bar power, which Miguel isn't going to do, and then you just dance around the screen a bunch. All right, the next fight on Path 8B was Crossbones. Now, PWF, shout out to him, my boy. He did the planning for this war because I was super, super busy. And I picked this matchup and then did the 1A path with Valkyrie. And I said, don't worry, this is going to be fine. Even though it's rich get richer. Because my thinking was that Valkyrie would race to her buffs before Crossbones would get his, because I wouldn't be putting any debuffs on Crossbones. The AI is not going to trigger the overload, and he's not going to have enough power to throw a special 1. So I'll be allowed to build my Pierce buffs, maybe even a Bulwark if I'm lucky, and I'll just outrace him on power and be able to cycle some special 2s. And that's what we're doing right now, is we are just setting things up. We're going to throw the first special 2 into his block, even before I have the 3 Pierce charges, but it's already there because of the node, and now we're already back at another special 2. So let's see if we can get that next Pierce. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to. We'll get it in mid combo, and now this dude is almost dead, and now he's in fact dead. minute. So that was a pretty easy fight. Just took less than a minute to set up. All right, now we have the new node 47. They got rid of the Rich Get Richer on this particular node and put down that heavy knockdown shielding that we see on node 43 on path 7B. They also put the one eye open that we see on node 35 here. So that just means that Miguel can't, parry heavy this guy into or parry into a special 2 because all that damage will get reflected back. So all I'm going to do in this fight is build my ruptures, get them to a special 1, okay? And then when I punish that special 1 with my special 1, knock him down to put down the physical vulnerabilities, and then now I'm doing real damage. You saw that big explosion right there. I'm going to almost get him down in the first sort of cooldown phase on the protection shielding, but the second one here, he just dies right away. Okay. So next up, we have me sniping a fight, the shocker here on 48. Originally, PWF was assigned it to himself with Hulkling rank 5, but he and I were talking about it, and quite frankly, he didn't want to do the fight. So I dueled it, and I felt pretty confident in Valkyrie's ability to do this fight, even on this particular node, because my thinking was that, well, I wouldn't be hitting Shocker all that often to gain power. I'd only gain maybe a bar or 2 of power in order to trigger the node. The thing that I found with Shocker's AI in this fight that I was not seeing in my duels is my complete inability to dex a special 1, which I was doing fine with. And then I got into this fight and I just missed it a couple times. The other problem I was having is that I had been playing the game. I did those 2 fights that I just showed you against StormX. Well, those 3 fights, StormX, Crossbones, and the Mojo. And I went into this fight, and my controls were super sticky. They were just not responding very well. I think that's why I got hit quite a bunch in this fight by his double mediums rushing like that, because he'll go unblockable occasionally on it. I just didn't feel like it was being particularly responsive to me. So after this fight, I did restart my game because I knew I had a couple more Miguel fights, and I need, in this particular play style with Valkyrie and Miguel, to have those responsive controls so that way I can dex back and play it the right way. But there's another instance there. I know I was trying to dex that, it just didn't respond, and I'm not going to blame Kabam. I'm not. I don't think that it's Kabam. I think that it's my phone in some of these circumstances, that if I just play the game for a long period of time, I need to be careful about the responsivity of the controls. So anyway, not a clean solo, but a solo nonetheless. Now this fight is 100% on me. I make a huge mistake. I haven't fought Conflictor with Miguel in a couple seasons, and I just I didn't, having done it a ton back in the day, I was a little overconfident. I didn't sort of go back and review my notes type thing about the exact rotation you want to use. I mean, ideally, you want to use a power start 1. You want to build to 2 bars of power. You want to parry heavy and then throw the special 2. And the reason you do it that way with Miguel is so that way you trigger the Conflictor from the exhaustion on the heavy. Now, I forgot about that. I thought, hey, I could just parry and I'll throw the special 2, and it ate my wither. Now, I'm not going to panic. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to reset the fight, build back up to 2 bars of power now that I know what I've done, and I'll do it the right way this time. All I'm doing is losing time. There's just one particular problem here, which is that I back my ass up into the corner against Longshot, and this is not really the place you want to be in this fight at all. I try to heavy to get out of it. He dexes it. Then he throws one of his super special ones where he could have bled me to death instantly. Fortunately, it didn't proc. So now I throw my special 2, and I've got my wither up. So now I can do the fight. There's only one problem. I don't have an opening to do the fight, and he's at nearly 3 bars of power. And what I really need is I need to trigger Conflictor so that way he power drains due to the wither. But I'm stuck in the corner. So I'm sitting here and I'm just like, well, screw it. Let's go for the Yolo because it is a rank 5 and it's enough to damage the Longshot to get him down. So not well played by yours truly, but I got out of the fight. And we can see that the controls were a lot more responsive with me sort of like quaking to the corner type thing. Now, next up is a fight, Mango Bango, that is very, very, very simple. Power start 1, 3 heavies. You know, add another special 2. You've got 2 withers. You're going to have negative power gain against Mangog. I mean, this fight is absolutely nothing. We will just go ahead and speed it up. So, yeah, that's it for me at the start of the season. I did not die in War 1. I don't know that I've gotten through a War 1 clean in a very, very, very long time. It's a surprise. I probably should have died in 2 of my 8 fights. The other ones were just really, really easy. So this is the start to the season, and hopefully it goes well. I don't think I'm going to go deathless. I never go deathless. I'm not good enough to go deathless. But hopefully I have some fun fights along the way. I don't know that I'm going to be having any boss fights this season, and I think everybody in my battle group is happy about it. But looking forward to it, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next life, Jack. Oh, we're winning this war right now, but who knows what's going to happen. So good luck to those guys. Hopefully good luck to 4 Loki. And now I can officially say goodbye.